You know, before I get into the meat of this video, here's a few things that I need to say up front that will, of course, serve as the intro to this masterpiece. And of course, you have seen the title. Now, I had no intention, absolutely none, to do a video on this subject. Absolutely none. I've been following the story, and I've been watching YouTube content from the clouds. And because of what I'm going to say in this video is one of the major reasons why I wasn't going to even touch it. As a matter of fact, I was preparing myself to address this whole mammy piece, which I'm going to push back to next week. I'm going to deal with that next week. And the reason why I had to break my silence, if you will, is because of what I'm seeing out of you black men pertaining to this Mercedes Morr and her father. And I'm going to deal with him later in the video, but I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that is what's prompted me to break my silence. And I'm going to give y'all a politically correct version of this. Y'all know this is the politically correct version. The memes are going to be politically correct. But once I get this down into the whole, because I'm going to take this entire story into the whole, because nobody's saying who murdered this woman. I know they're saying that this guy strangled her, and that's what everybody believes. And I'm not saying, I'm not putting forth any conspiracy. Yes, he's the guy that murdered her, then he obviously killed himself. We got that. But it is my contention that that's not what killed her. That's not who killed her. And I'm going to tell y'all who killed her, but I'm not going to tell y'all. I dare not say that in this public video. Y'all already know I'm going to deal with it in the whole. If you want to find out who it is that really killed this woman, who murdered this woman, you know what it is, Second Nature Like Breathing. Send me an email, I'll get you the link. But I'm going to give you a politically correct overview. But before I get to that, let me say this. Because I was, again, as I told you, I was prepared to do a video on Mammy. And I'm sitting back and I'm taking a panoramic view of the Negro. And suddenly it hit me like an epiphany. I mean, it slapped me right upside my head, man. That you Negroes have indeed proven the bell curve right. You Negroes on social media. It took me a while to come to this realization. I toyed with the concept. I'm batting it back and forth. I'm bouncing it off people that I debate with, guys who I trust their opinion. We don't always agree. I keep telling y'all this. There's nothing wrong with disagreement. That's fine. That's healthy if you know how to disagree. And we banter back and forth. And I'm bouncing this off these guys. Because it is my contention that the Negro has proven the bell curve correct. And many of you remember when Murray and Herrnstein wrote this book, I believe it was in the early 90s. And it came under a lot of fire. The bell curve was attacked on all sides. Everybody had a problem with the position that they put forth in that book. But as I take a panoramic view of the Afro-American colored Negro on social media, I have come to determine that, you know what, y'all have proven the bell curve right. Because what you have in y'all's colored sector of YouTube, you indeed have a schism between the cognitive elites who are constantly under attack by Negroes who are of below average intelligence. I mean, that's a nice way of just saying they're stupid. I mean, I've sat back over the past week and I'm looking at Negroes. I'm talking about black men who have gray in their beards. They have gray in their beards. And these Negroes wearing hats with the fucking tag still on them. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at these Negroes who have gray in their beards, wearing hats with the tag still on them, fussing and arguing, of course, with other black men. I mean, I'm sitting there watching y'all, man, as y'all engage in outright questionable behavior. And it dawned on me, I say, man, when you take a panoramic view of this Negro, this savage, in 2021, man, he has proven the bell curve right. The bell curve has been proven correct by you savages on social media. I mean, all you have to do is just watch y'all, man. Just take a panoramic view of the things y'all do, the statements y'all make, the type of videos y'all produce. My God, look at this black male. I mean, come on, man. I look at this nigga, man. It really disgusts me. It reminds me of that scene, and you may have seen the movie Crash. I believe it was back in, what, 95? I can't remember when that movie came out. Ludacris was in it. And if you've seen it, you know what up, you know the whole storyline. I'm not gonna go through all that, but there was a scene in the movie with a guy who his SUV was being carjacked by the character that was played by Ludacris. And he has pulls a gun out on him. He's trying to carjack his SUV. The guy don't want to give up his truck, so they're battling over the gun. They're driving around the city. So finally, the guy wrestles the gun away from Ludacris. So he takes Ludacris to a spot and he just drops him off. And he actually gives him back his gun. But before he drove off, he told Ludacris' character, "You embarrass me. And you embarrass yourself." And that in a nutshell is my view, my opinion, my analysis when it comes down to you Negroes, you Negro men in particular. Y'all fucking embarrass me. And y'all should be embarrassed for yourselves because y'all so dumb, y'all don't even get it, man. Y'all don't get it. And this is the reason why you sit on social media with gray in your beard. And the only reason why I reference the gray is because that would give us an indicator of how old they are. And I'm not saying old as if that's negative. I'm just saying that you're mature. You should be beyond this, dude. Could y'all please take the fucking tags off your goddamn hat before you wear them? Could y'all do that? We can start there. Take the fucking tag off your hat. If you were born after 98, then I might give you a pass. I might give you a pass. But if you were born anywhere before that, my God, 70s, 60s, and you walking around with a fucking hat on with the tag on it turned sideways, I mean, with gray in your fucking beard, y'all have proven the bell curve right. Bernstein and Morr was right. That political scientist and that psychologist who wrote that book that came up under a lot of fire, it has been proven correct, man. They were right. They came under fire. They were attacked. But goddamn it, y'all have proven them right. And this meme was designed. I was gonna go into the whole mammy piece because, like I said, I wasn't gonna even deal with this Mercedes situation. I wasn't gonna even touch that. But then when I started looking at you Negroes again on social media, I was left with no alternative but to address this situation. And I told y'all, man, I said this and I actually done a series on it. And many of you who follow my Rabbit Hole production, y'all can attest to this. I believe those videos are still up. I done an entire series on the Instagram prostitution, the Instagram auction block. And I told y'all, I said, Instagram is a platform where you have a lot of prostitution taking place. It's politically correct. It's not under that guise. It's not that raunchy. It's just not out there. They're not on the stroll. See, this internet, man, I'm trying to tell you, man, this internet has changed the game, man. This internet has changed it. I know why. Who was that guy? What was his name? Hell, I can't think. I got Bill Clinton's vice president. What was his name? Al Gore, who said he invented the internet. I know why he said that shit, man, because he wanted to take credit for this shit. Because, man, this is brilliant. This internet has changed the game. It is taking women out the cold, off the stroll. Man, she ain't got to walk them down that street and being cold and freezing. And man, look, no, baby, you ain't got to do all that. You can do this. You can do the very same thing that you did on that stroll, on that street corner. You can do that in your bedroom, in your kitchen, in your living room, if you know how to work a computer and you have internet access. Baby, this internet has changed the game. So now you got prostitution taking place on this Instagram. And I'm not going to say all of the women on there. I would dare say that. That would be actually dumb to say. But it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them. And because of the nature of the beast, and I said this when I did the video on the Instagram prostitution. If that dude, whoever he is, if he contacts her and he says, listen, I can fly you out here, I can buy you this, I can buy you that, I'll treat you like this, I'll shower you with that, and she can vet that information. And she can prove that this dude actually is worth what he says he's worth. He has the type of money that he says he has. He can afford to fly me out to here and do this. If she can vet that information and find out that it's legitimate, she's gone. She's gone, man. And it doesn't matter if she's in a relationship with you. It doesn't matter if she's married to you. She's gone. And that's why how a lot of those women on Instagram, who we all know have been cosmetically altered. We know this. Come on, stop. And since they have been cosmetically altered, a lot of times those surgeries have been paid for by who? Y'all. And when I say y'all, I'm talking about you niggas. Of course, and white men too, but y'all get my point. So that whole Instagram prostitution piece, man, y'all turn a blind eye to it. Y'all pretend like it don't exist, but everybody knows this. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it goes on. If you slide up in that woman's DM and you present her with the right package and she can vet your information and find out that you're telling the truth, hey, listen, let's do this. Let's do this. And this is the reason why I'm disturbed when it comes down to this Mercedes piece. See, y'all want to put a smiley face on this, man. Hey, listen, let me tell y'all something. This is going to be tough, but I'm going to tip through the tulips here in the hole. I'm going to come straight down the center of the plate. Listen, y'all got to call this what it was, man. No, this woman was not strangled to death by an internet stalker. She wasn't strangled to death by a guy who was infatuated with her, who was stalking her all over the internet, and he was just infatuated. No, that's not, no, that's the politically correct jargon that you're going to hear at the funeral. You're going to hear that in the news articles. The Instagram influencer was strangled by this dude. No. She was strangled by her trick. Y'all got to call this what it was, man, and stop putting a smiley face on this shit. Now, before somebody come at me, because I know I'm going to get those Negroes who ride the short bus, who's going to say, well, man, you being disrespectful. No, it's a tragedy, man. It's sad. It's sad. I mean, listen, it's a sad case. I'm sorry to hear it happen, but we can't put a smiley face on it. We got to call it what it is. I don't care nothing about Drake. He's a coon too. We're not going to let you put no smiley face on this and treat this woman as if she's Mother Teresa. Fuck that. See, that's what's going to happen during the funeral. See, that's why when y'all remember when Aretha Franklin passed, and that preacher got up there and he started talking about no single mother can take a boy into manhood. And the family had a problem with him for preaching that at her funeral. Why? Because Aretha Franklin has 3 sons. I think she has 3 sons. And they were in attendance. So, brother pastor, if you're saying that a single woman cannot take a boy into manhood, then what did she raise? And see, they wanted to lay hands, and I'm not talking about to pray. They wanted to lay hands on that preacher. How dare you preach this at her funeral? And out of respect for Aretha, they probably stood down. Because at the funeral, whoever preaches that eulogy, you're talking to the people there. So you don't try to put angel wings on her. You just tell the truth. So whoever going to preach this Mercedes funeral, what they're going to do is they're going to make the tragic mistake, and they're going to try to paint angel wings on this chick and put a halo on her head and try to make out that she was Mother Teresa. No. That dude was not an internet stalker. That dude was a trick. And y'all got to call it what it is, man. And then you got her bubble-headed father. You know. I'm going to be careful, y'all. I'm going to be careful because I'm telling you. Let me take a sip of this, man, because I feel myself getting hyped up. You got her bubblehead father, who is a meathead. He's dead from the neck up. I mean, I'm looking at stories of this dude, and he says that, I checked on my daughter all the time. And I find it can be kind of be odd that you checked on her and y'all talk so much. I mean, I don't know why you didn't know she was tricking. But we're going to deal with that in the whole. Matter of fact, just scratch that from the record. Let's just say that for the whole. Pretend I never said that. He says he checks on his daughter all the time. So, dude, you check on your daughter all the time. That's good. I'm not going to knock you for that. Way to go, Dad. So you walk into her apartment because you haven't heard from her. You want to see if she's okay. So you go into her apartment, and according to you, you find her body at the foot of the stairs. So, I mean, at that point, and you realize that she's not alive, you realize that she's dead. At that point, you should have backed out of that apartment and tried to back out of that apartment, walking in the same footsteps that you took walking in. No, what does he do? He starts walking throughout the apartment. Nigga, this is a crime scene. He finds a knife, a bloody knife on the kitchen counter. He picks it up, look at it. What's this? Nigga, don't you know that once they come there and do their investigation, they come and put you in handcuffs? Nigga, you did this. We got your DNA all over the place. And he's a meathead. He's dumb. I mean, hold on. Let's take him. He's for the hole. We're gonna send him to the hole. Go. You go to the principal's office. Go. We're gonna deal with you later. Let's get back to her. Because I told y'all this, and I said this in many of my videos, and people, this is why I wasn't gonna do a video on it, y'all. I told y'all the black woman is the modern day Hottentot Venus. And I'm telling you, if you've never done any research on Sarah Bartman, do it. Do it. And I said this in many videos. I've done videos on Sarah Bartman, Hottentot Venus. And I told y'all, when I was in college, my minor was cultural anthropology. And I never forget this. I'm going to talk to one of my cultural anthropology professors. And what I would do when I go to my professors, when I talk to them, is I would look at the books that they have on their shelves. So I'm in there to talk to her. I don't remember what I was going to talk to her about, but she was on the phone. So while I'm waiting for her to get off the phone, I'm looking at her books on her shelf. And I came across this book on the Hottentot Venus. So when she got off the phone, we had our meeting or whatever. I asked her, listen, can I read this book? And that professor told me, I'll never forget. I'll do it. I'll let you take that book if you promise to read it. And after you read it, you bring it back. And I told her I will. I took that book, and that's the very first time I've ever heard about the Hottentot Venus. Never heard of this woman. Never heard of Sarah Bartman. The tragic story of this woman, this South African female, who was tricked by a Frenchman, taken back to France, put in a cage like a circus animal, where people paid him to come view her big ass. They've never seen an ass this big. So he tricked her, took her back. She winds up in a cage. She lived out her existence in a fucking cage because she had a big ass. And I told y'all, the black woman has breathed new life into, that's not a stereotype, but she has breathed new life into the story of Sarah Bartman, and they take pride in it. That's the reason why if you walk in, let's say you out at some festival or something, you see 3 black women, and y'all say, man, y'all are so attractive. Can I get a picture of y'all? I'm going to post this on my Instagram or whatever. And they going to say, yeah, they take a picture. The first thing those 3 black women going to do, you know what they're going to do? They're going to turn around backwards. You know, say, wait a minute, don't y'all want me to take a picture of y'all face? Y'all want to get y'all, no, they want to show you the best feature they have. They're going to turn around backwards. One of them may bend over and the other one going to squat down. Because the black woman takes value in the fact that she has, and if she don't have a big butt, like I told you on Instagram, they'll get that thing surgically altered. They'll go buy it. They'll put in implants just to get that big butt. And you know that they don't know nothing about Sarah Bartman. They have no clue who Sarah Bartman was. They haven't done no research. They're dumb. They're dumb. And this is the reason why I had no intention on even touching that story. I wasn't going to even touch it. I wasn't going to even deal with it. And then, until I heard you Negroes saying, well, you know, this is an L for the swirlers. The swirlers are taking the L. And listen, y'all know where I'm at on swirlers. I don't have no love for them. But listen, I got to defend them on this one. Y'all know me. I'm fair and balanced. I'm going to do something that I know y'all thought I would never have done. And that I'm going to defend these swirlers because this is not an L for them. This is not an L for them. Now, you say, well, wait a minute. The dude that she was dealing with is a white dude. Yes, he was. But now, and I'm gonna be very careful here. We gonna tiptoe very lightly here. But again, the whole, send me an email, I'll get you the link. But we're gonna deal with this very lightly, very carefully. Listen. Yes, he was white. But it wouldn't have mattered. Why? Because that relationship was not a romantic relationship per se. And I'm being politically correct. I'm going to say it as nicely as I can. See, he could have been a Martian. If a Martian parked his spaceship, got out with his 6 eyes and his 6 fingers and his 6 arms, and walked up to that Mercedes and he had U.S. currency of the realm, she would have gotten that spaceship with him. He could have been a midget. He could have been a paraplegic. If he has the money, let's go. That's the nature of that relationship. Now, the guy, he made the crucial mistake in doing what? He fell for the chick. You listen, man, you don't fall in love with no stripper, man. What's wrong with you? And I'm not saying she's a stripper, but listen, man, you have to understand the nature of the game. If you walk into a strip club, you can't get enamored because these women, if they think you have money, are paying you attention. This is the game, man. They're trying to get the money out of you. And this is the reason why, if they sitting there and they're trying to give you all this attention because they think you have money, and somebody else comes in, let's say a rapper, let's say a dope dealer, a pastor, and they know he has more money than you, guess what they're going to do? They're going to leave you alone. They're going to go to him. That's the reason why these rappers and these athletes, when they go in those strip clubs, they shut them down because they don't want 9-to-5 guys in there. Because the 9-to-5 guys who work third shift, work 9-to-5, and you come in there with your NFL or NBA type money or rapping money, and those chicks know that you balling like that, they're going to go give you all the attention. And those guys going to have a problem with that. They're going to have a problem with you. Now you got conflict in the club. So the way you eliminate that, they say, listen, we come in there, we want to shut it down. Ain't going to be nobody in here but me and my boys. But you don't fall in love with her. It is what it is. It's the nature of the beast. In a tricking prostitution relationship, you can't fall in love with her, man. Of course she was using you for money. That's the nature of the game. If you want to see me, get the money. I mean, this ain't hard to figure out. Now, what's comical is how y'all are trying to place a smiley face on this, putting a Bible in her hand, angel wings on her back, and a halo on her head, and y'all gonna try to make out like, this is Mother Teresa. Y'all gonna put a long dress down to her ankles. That woman wasn't wearing no dress down to her ankles, and she did. It was skin tight. Showing off that surgically altered derriere. Because why? She's the Hottentot Venus. She's the modern day Hottentot Venus. That's the only thing of value she has, is the circumference of her butt. This is the reason why no matter where she goes, she puts it on display. Be it church, be it school, be it work, be it the supermarket, be it the laundromat. It don't make no difference where she goes. She go down to pick up the newspaper or get her mail. She's going to show her butt because that's all she has to offer. Once you get past that, that relationship is all downhill. And this is the reason why I wasn't going to deal with this, man. I wasn't going to touch it because I've already touched it. I told y'all there is prostitution taking place on that Instagram. And that's who the L is for. It's not for the swirlers. The swirlers didn't take no L on this. Who took an L on this is the pro-black, back to Africa, black first Negroes who are constantly defending this black woman. She can do no wrong. Yet and still, you have an entire site where you have the majority of the women on that site prostituting themselves right in front of y'all face. Y'all act like y'all don't see it. Y'all pretend like it don't exist, but it's right there on Instagram. Go look. It's not hard. But you know what? Let me stop. Let me stop. Cause I feel myself going in. I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna calm down. And we gonna deal with this in the whole. I'm gonna bring her father back out of the principal's office, and we gonna deal with him. And then I'm gonna tell y'all who it is that really murdered this woman. I know what they're saying, but what they're saying is that, and again, I'm not pushing no conspiracy. So don't get it twisted. That's not what I'm doing. But it is my contention, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that that white dude who strangled her isn't really who killed her. And I'm gonna tell y'all who murdered this woman. But I'm gonna have to tell y'all that in the whole, and you know what it is. Second nature like breathing. If you want it, send me an email. I'll get you the link. I didn't want to touch it, but y'all forced me. I was compelled to address this situation, even though I didn't want to. I had other stuff that I want to address. But you know what it is. Second nature like breathing. Send me an email. I'll send you the link. Because at the end of the day,